What's happening, people? Welcome back to my channel. And yeah, I've been gone for a week. Yeah, I've just been super busy with work, haven't had time to upload, you know, adult things, but yeah, we're gonna get on with it. Today I just have a little bit of a different video. I'm gonna go through my worst injury ever on a bike, and it's just a little story time, and I'm also gonna be showing off Molly's kind of like unfinished map as well, so hopefully you enjoy it. And if you like more of these videos, let me know, because I would love to do more. I have so many stories of just random stuff that's happened to me on, like, to do with bikes, to do with everything else, whatever the topic may be. I have loads of stories of random shit, so if you like these little story time videos, let me know and I can do more of them. But today we're gonna get into how I tore my ACL and both my meniscus. My menisci, I'm not too sure what it is, but meniscus or menisci, whatever it is. How I had to get reconstructive knee surgery and my whole process on how I healed and how I'm doing right now. But yeah, end of April, I was out. It was it was a holiday weekend. I think it was Paddy's. No, it wasn't Paddy's Day. It was just a bank holiday weekend. This is what we have over in Ireland, where you have like your weekend. So you have like, you'll finish work on Friday and you'll get Monday off. So you have like a long weekend. We were driving around in the car, cruising, trying to meet up with some lads, trying to get a bit of a crew to go out and do some stuff, get some food. So basically, I asked one of my friends to come out, and I'm blaming it all on him, but I asked one of my friends to come out, and he goes, "Oh, sorry dude, I can't come out, I'm fixing my wheel." And I've kind of got a bit of a reputation for like fixing bikes, fixing the lads' bikes. A lot of my friends don't even give a shit about fixing them, so if they ever have a problem, they will ask me how to do it, and I will try my best. So he had a problem with his bike where the pawl had fallen out of his cassette wheel, and he asked me if I was able to try fix it. I was like, "Grand, I'll come down and check it out, we'll give it a fix, we'll give it a go." I'd say we were there for about an hour and a half, and I was starving at this point, so I was like, no, I fixed this bike for an hour and a half, doing whatever. I got everything in place. It was a really frustrating procedure. It took a long time, so I got everything in place. I was like, right, I want to check if this is all good, see if this works. So I went down to his road, and it kind of has a decline one way and has an incline one way. Not a huge incline, but like an incline going one way that you gain speed gradually if you went down it. So I came out of the driveway and did a manual to the right, and that was the incline. So I wasn't going to gain any speed from that. I was just trying to do a manual to see if I got on the bike and I wanted to feel it out, see how it was working, how it was feeling. I went pretty far, and this wasn't my bike. It was actually my old frame. I actually gave him my old frame, so I was like, oh, because I have a real problem with when I change frames, like my manuals just go all funky. So it kind of was one of them. So I started manualing. I felt alright, and I was like, oh, I wonder if my manuals are better on this bike than they are on my own. So I was like, right, I'm gonna try to do a super long manual down that little slight incline, or slight decline, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna see if I can, keep it as long as possible. But if any of you guys know, if you do a manual on someone else's bike, you really don't know the positions, and it can get very twitchy and very like, you move one way, the bike's just gonna fly away from under you. I'm sure you've all had that if you guys ride bikes, that when you do a manual and you lean back too much, the bike just flies away from you and you just can't control it. So I think you can see where this is going. I was going down the road, down the decline, and I was gradually gaining speed. I was in a super long manual. I was going for a long time, and I was really happy with it. I was actually like in the manual, kind of like cheering myself on, which was quite funny when I look back at it now. So yeah, I'm in my manual, just grooving out, going down the road, having a good time, feeling myself, thinking I'm the sickest cunt ever doing a manual down the road. Bearing in mind I haven't been on a bike in so long. This isn't my bike at all. Anything could go wrong. So I get to the very end of this road, and I'm kind of like trying to hang on to it, because I want to get to the very end of the road. I want to try get to the end and kind of like, give myself a pat on the back for manualing a bike. I always get injured on the stupidest shit, and it had to be a manual. I was getting towards the end of the road, and for whatever reason, I felt the back end, or the front end, kind of raise. I was like, okay, kind of like level yourself out and make sure you got it. I twitched the bars a little bit, and for some reason I just made the bike shoot away from me. Like literally I just flew off the back of the bike, because it wasn't my bike and I wasn't used to like the twitchiness of how you manual it, even though it was my old frame. So I thought I was confident enough with the manual on this old frame. The bike shot out from under me. I kind of just like, I was going at like a very good speed. Like I wasn't going super fast, but I was going fast enough that if you fell, it's gonna hurt, like, you know what I mean? I jump off the back of this bike and I put my left foot down. It's all good. I go to put my right foot down, and this is where it kind of went bad. I put my right foot down, and for whatever reason, I just like, it caught grip with the pavement in a way that I can't even describe. Like, I caught grip with the pavement, but my body was like over my knee, if you get me. So like my body was ahead of my leg. So it was just a really weird feeling of where my foot was going. So I was kind of like, my leg was kind of basically trying to catch up with my body, but it was just too far behind. And basically I just hyperextended it, and yeah, just blew my whole knee out. So if you guys don't know what a hyperextension is, here's a picture. Yeah, it's not good. It was probably the most painful thing I've ever felt in my life. I don't even know how to explain it. If I was to try explain it, I would say think about putting your knee all the way to the position. So you're standing up straight, put your knee to a position, like bend your knee backwards till it can't go backwards anymore. Get a big strong guy to come up with a baseball bat and he smacks you in the knee, and that pushes your knee further, so you're basically just pushing it more than it can go. And it's basically like a crunchy feeling that kind of burns, and then it doesn't go numb because it's like it's not a bone or anything, it's ligaments, so it doesn't go numb. You just get straight pain for the whole time you have it. And yeah, so I jumped off my bike, felt that soaring pain. It was so bad. It was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Actually not, it's the second worst pain I felt in my life, and you'll see why. I'll tell you in a minute. So I did that. I'm kind of on the floor, like asking for help. My friends are up the road and they think I'm laughing. They think I'm like joking because I have a problem with, you know, kind of lying when I'm hurt and stuff. So I'll be on the ground, I'll just be like, you know, messing that I'm really, really hurt. But so they never really believe me. And these are the same guys that have always, you know, helped me with my injuries when I fall. So every time I've fallen off my bike, they never really believe me until they know I'm seriously hurt. So my friends come down and I'm kind of lying. Actually, no, what I did was I got up after the hyperextension, and because I was in the middle of a road, so I had to get the bike and myself off the road. So I moved myself. I got up and walked. I don't know how I did this. I got up and walked to the edge of the road, just lied on the path or the pavement, wherever you guys are from, and kind of just sat there in pain, holding my knee, kind of like not gasping for air, but I was just super, super hurt. And I was kind of asking my friends to come help. My friends came down. I drove down to my friend's house at the time, so I was kind of worried on how I was going to get my car back to where I was, back to my house, to tell my parents that I had to go to the hospital. But luckily enough, I had one of my friends. He drove me. He like picked me up, put me in the car, and which is not an easy thing because I'm very big. so I'm 6'3" and I weigh a lot. So like I don't know how he got me into that car, but he got me in. I got back home. I kind of told my parents. I was like, here, look, my friend like limped me into the house, and I was like, here, look, I gotta go to the hospital. I think there's something really wrong with my knee, because it was the worst pain. Honestly, I did describe the pain, but I can't like even explain to you. Like that's not the right way to explain it. Like it was 10 times worse than whatever I said, you know what I mean? So I kind of I was kind of freaking out to my parents, kind of like just like being like, yo, I need to go do whatever. I probably should have got an ambulance, because if I got an ambulance, it would have been a lot easier through the whole process of what I went through. So I'll tell you what I did. Basically, I have insurance, so over here you can either go to A&E, which is public, you don't pay for it or anything, but you kind of just left there unless you're in like a severe condition. You're kind of left there for a few hours, just kind of like trolling along. So we have these like private healthcare clinics that you can go to if you have insurance, and they'll look at you within like they have a thing, I think, and they'll full on look at you within an hour. So you're not gonna left there for like ages doing nothing in pain. So I was like, right, I'll go there, see what the crack is, and I'll get going. I went there. The guy tested my ligaments. He actually gave me a bit of attitude, because I told him, he asked me how I like hurt my leg, and I was like, I hyperextended it, and he was a foreign man, so he didn't really understand what I was talking about. So I was like, I showed him a picture, and I was like, this is what I did to my knee. It was like a hyperextension. Like I probably have the same photo I showed him on my phone somewhere. I was like, this is what I did. I hyperextended my knee. And he was just like, oh, Google's not going to help you. Get that off your phone, blah, blah, blah. Like just like gave me a bit of attitude for like showing him what I did. So I was kind of like, okay, thanks. But whatever. They gave me like one of them like pressure socks that you put over it. They don't really do anything. It's just there to keep the blood like from like you know, swelling up too much. So I got that sock. He was like, right, we'll get you to a specialist and you come see him next week. Next week I go. Specialist like, right, I recommend an MRI and an x-ray to see what it is. Another 2 weeks go by. So I'm just in crutches at this point. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with my knee. I'm just in crutches. Another 2 weeks go by. I get my MRI, get my x-ray. So at this point it's 4 weeks and I'm actually walking again, which is funny. It looks like I actually so I went from crutches, not walking, 4 weeks later back to walking a little bit again. I get results from my MRI and my x-ray, and yeah, the guy's like, you need surgery, your like knee is fucked. It's like really bad. You have no ACL, you have a bucket handle meniscus tear, which is basically, I'll show a picture of it here, which is it's better to get a bucket handle meniscus tear because the blood is close to that, so you can actually heal your meniscus. A lot of people get their meniscus cut out of their knee, So I was happy I didn't have to get that done, and I'm happy it was a bucket handle tear. So 5 weeks, and I've been told I have to get surgery. I have to get full knee reconstruction surgery. I'm gonna get like a knee graft for my patella tendon, which is the tendon through your kneecap, and yeah, he's gonna sew my meniscus back together, and that should hopefully heal over the next few months, which is kind of devastating because I was like it was like at the start of summer, like I had just got like I just got a promotion in my job and everything, so I was like, I had a little bit of money to go out and do stuff. I wanted to go ride my bike. I bought new parts to ride my bike and everything, and I couldn't do anything. I was back in, back in the injury room, and it was annoying because I'd nursed myself back to like kind of walking, and I thought the whole time I was like this, I was kind of like, yes, I'm gonna be back in like 2 weeks, it'll be fine, don't worry about it. It's like I could tell it was healing, but I could kind of tell at the same time that there was something wrong, because the way the knee was like looking, it was just completely like swollen in a weird way. I'll have pictures like in the video to show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, and this leads me on to the worst pain I've ever felt. So back when I said that was the second worst pain I've ever felt, the worst pain I've ever felt was the day after I did the hyperextension to my knee, and I was walking around my house with crutches and stuff like that. I couldn't put my foot down. I had like a major brain fart, and my sister asked me to go get something from the car, and I was like, yeah, no problem. I want to get up and do stuff. Like I'm not the type of person to sit around and do nothing when I have an injury. I kind of want to get up, and I get really bored easily, so like I was like, I want to get up and do stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'll go help you. So I get up and I'm on my crutches. I get my left shoe on, and this is when I just went completely brain farted and did whatever. Basically tried to put pressure on my foot to like slide my foot into my shoe. Do you know, like if anybody would stand in your shoe and you just, slide your foot in your shoe, put pressure on and keep moving your foot until like the shoe is placed properly. I basically did that with no ACL. And if you don't know what an ACL does, it's basically the anchor for your knee, so your knee doesn't bend backwards. So when you're bending your knee backwards and it doesn't move more than, I'd say, 180 degrees, that's your ACL helping your knee stay like not hyperextended. So I put all the pressure on my knee, and it hyperextended again with no ACL a day after tearing my ACL in half. So I'm not I'm not afraid to admit that I almost cried with the pain. It was the worst pain I've ever felt. The burning was the worst thing ever. It felt like someone shot me in the knee, like literally got a bullet and just shot me straight in the knee through the back of my knee. It was the worst pain I've ever felt, and I was punching doors. I was getting so angry. Like my mum was like, what are you doing? I was like, I fucking just blah blah. I stood on my thing again, and we were kind of freaking out, and that's when I kind of knew that there was something wrong properly, but I was still kind of holding out hope that it would be okay. But that was when I kind of figured that, yeah, it's probably not going to be all right. I'm probably going to have to get something done. So anyway, I got the surgery, I'd say 5 weeks after I tore it. They got me in pretty quick, which was decent enough, and I got the surgery, and I had a bit of complications in the surgery. They gave me like nerve numbing, so like you can't feel so when you get like knee surgery, they numb out your whole leg so you can't feel anything. So yeah, so they numbed out my whole leg, and basically they were like, when I woke up from surgery, they're like, yeah, the feeling should come back in the next 2 hours, you should be fine. And basically how I describe the feeling is, when you have pins and needles and it kind of goes away after like a few minutes. This is like pins and needles, but it never ever goes away. And yeah, it was a horrible feeling, and I actually started burning my leg, which is one of the problems I had, so they had to give me medication for that stuff. So I got the surgery. That was the only thing that was really wrong with it. They kept me in hospital for 2 days. I had microscopic surgery where they get 2 cameras going in, and then so they got the cameras to go in to check if my meniscus was okay. My meniscus wasn't okay, so they had to completely tear open my knee. Here's some pictures. If you're squeamish, I'm sorry, but here's some pictures. They stapled it back up, and that's what it looks like stapled. And then here's a few photos to see what it looks like over the time as it healed and stuff like that. So the healing process, I would say it's been okay. One thing I would recommend is doing all your like upper thigh exercises, because I think that helps the most. If you look at this photo here, I literally lost all the muscle in my thigh, and it actually looks like a little baby thigh, which is hilarious to me. But yeah, if you ever go through this injury, just work on your thigh muscles, work on like getting your extension back, so your full extension back, your 180 degree extension. They'll put you in like a little kind of like thing that you won't extend your leg too much, and that's basically just to make sure you don't extend it while it's healing again. I kind of went on my own thing and just did a few extra exercises to like help me get back to where I am to now. It's been about 7 months since my surgery, so I actually got cleared to ride my bike, but I'm going to take another month. It's cold over here anyway, so there's not really a point in me riding my bike. So I'm going to wait till around March till I can ride my bike again, because it still kind of feels a little bit weak. The meniscus takes the longest to heal. Apparently a meniscus can take up to like a year to heal. Mine still doesn't feel fully healed, and it's been a while since that happened. So I would recommend just doing like your specific physio if you're going through the same injury as me. Kind of like take it slow. If you think you can do a bit more, do a bit more. Go like on a stationary bike as much as possible. Do as much weights and extension exercises as you can while you're doing that, and just to keep yourself occupied, because like it's a fucking terrible injury and it keeps you off your bike and keeps you off doing stuff for at least 2 months. I couldn't walk until 6 weeks, I think. Or no, was it 6 weeks? Or it might have been... Actually, I think I was able to walk pretty quick. So I was able to walk with a crutch, I think, after with one crutch after like 1 week. Or not 1 week, 2 weeks. They really recommend that you put all the weight on it straight away, which is super terrifying at first, because you feel like you shouldn't be putting weight on it straight after surgery. Yeah, it's kind of scary, and you just kind of have to go with it. Do what your surgeon says, and you'll be fine. But yeah, this is just a little quick video. I kind of thought it'd be interesting to explain like my ACL surgery and why there hasn't been any BMX videos or like anything related to that on the channel. I've been dying to get back at it. I don't think I'm going to be back soon. I'd say March, because I kind of want to take it slow. I don't want to tear this shit again. It's probably the worst injury. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It takes ages to heal, and it's not fun at all. So if you guys like these little story time videos and want to see more, I have so many stories of like other injuries that I could say or I could tell on this. Just loads of funny stories about me on my bike back in the day. If you guys want to see my first tricks on a bike, appreciate you guys waiting. I know there hasn't been a lot of uploads lately. I've just been super busy with work. I'm trying to get onto a schedule where I upload at least 3 times a week. Hopefully I can keep my word to that. I probably won't, but sure, look, that's what happens with YouTube. But yeah, that's basically it. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. You know, give me a like. It really helps out the channel. It really helps me more than you know. If you like my channel loads and you want to stay updated with all the things I'm doing, hit the notification bell to stay updated with all my videos. And I appreciate this, guys. Hopefully I'll see you soon. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.